Hello and welcome. Over the last year, I've been unfortunate in that I've been forced to watch some of the worst content that's ever been shot out of YouTube's butt. If you're not familiar with what YouTube Kids is, let me fill you in. YouTube Kids is a YouTube app that pretty much filters the content that is safe for kids to watch. You put in the age in which your kid range is, and that allows them to watch certain type of content. But some of this content on here is some of the most poorly produced stuff I have ever seen. And what has brought me to this is that I have a son, and this is what he watches. I'm not a fan that he watches it because it's not good stuff. It sucks. I don't know how else to say it. But some of the biggest content on here is the family content. And I think you know what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people have probably seen it. It's like these parents take their kids and make videos all the time. It's like, it looks like that's what the kid's life is like based around. And that's all the parents do because it's such a cash cow for this family. And that's just like, that's what they do all the time is just, hey, let's film us going to the park. Hey, let's film us inside our house. Let's go to the beach, film us. It's just nothing but just like filming their kids, playing games, doing different events, and then like writing a loose script around it and calling it an episode. There's this channel in particular. It's called Vlad and Nikki. And at first when my son started watching it, I was just like, what is this? One of these videos in particular has 1 billion views on it. Do you understand the number 1 billion? How many people have watched that? Or how many kids have rewatched it? Like in my son's case, there's some episodes he's watched multiple times. And a lot of these videos have 500 million views or approaching 500 million. And that number, it's unfathomable to me. And like I mentioned before, these videos are getting constant views. If my son's watching it multiple times, I know there's other kids that are probably watching it multiple times, dozens of times. And it's evergreen content. These kids, this family is going to forever make money off of just shooting out just horrible content. But kids like to watch it, I guess. It's whatever. And yeah, I know it might sound like jealousy on my part, the fact that this type of video, this type of content is getting all these views, but it's just hard for me to believe that this type of content is what is so popular. And according to some sources, Vlad and Nikki is the 8th most viewed channel and the 7th most subscribed channel on YouTube. And it was reported in 2019 that the brothers, Vlad and Nikki, make about $312,000 per episode that they put out. $312,000. Do you realize that's more than what, like, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 families make in a year sometimes? And that's one video that they're making that. And it's just like, that's insane. But as you watch the series, the family lives in this really big house, really nice place. I mean, why wouldn't you live somewhere really nice at $312,000 per episode? But the house is just full of nonsense. I mean, like, the kids have all these toys. The rooms are sometimes set up for different games, activities for episodes. They have like arcade stuff. But anyway, it's pretty much whatever a kid would want. And honestly, these kids will never, ever have to do anything else. Never again. At $312,000 per episode, if they keep doing it until they kind of like age out, they will never have to do anything again. As long as they don't like get older and blow it on booze or something. But then we kind of get away from the like the family content where it's just kids and their parents. And we get into something completely different, which is toys. And it's usually like kids TV shows, toys and stuff like that, like Spidey and His Amazing Friends, or even Bluey or Mario and all these type of stuff. And what these people do, and it's usually adults, which if you want to play with toys as an adult, that's fine, whatever.
Puppet time, come on, grab your friends, put your hands inside of them.
But what it is adults playing out episodes or making their own episodes of already existing shows and characters, and they just do the different voices for all the different characters. They come up with seems like a loose script about what's happening in the show, and they film it. And I first noticed this back, like, I don't know, it's probably been like 6-7 years ago, when I had a niece who was watching YouTube, but she would watch like Barbies, and it would be interactions between Barbies, and it would be adults playing with Barbies pretty much, which that is weird. But then there's this other series of shows where someone's playing with toys, but they're decorating lockers. So they have toys. Like I watched one with Mario with my son, and I saw another one that had like Gru. And they're supposed to be in school. And what it is they have these lockers, but the whole story is they're decorating the lockers as these characters. How would they decorate these lockers? And it's really weird that somebody has taken the time to put in this much work into finding all these different items to fit in these super small lockers for these characters, and then not only fit these items in there, but stylize the lockers and the stuff in them after each character. To each their own, right? But in these type of videos, this type of content gets tons of views. I mean, it just like sucks kids in because they're like, oh, this is Mario, I'll watch it. And the voices of the YouTubers that are doing this type of content are either like super high pitched or crazy or whatever, and it draws kids even in more. And then the last type of content that I'll talk about is something that is actually kind of interesting and really is probably the most fun to watch. And it's coloring and drawing. It's an actual form of art that people are doing on there, and they're taking characters such as Mario, which Mario is like super big among kids right now, Nintendo characters in general. And what they do is they take a piece of paper, and some of these artists are really good, and they're drawing like a huge mural of all these different assortment of characters. And not just drawing it, but then they're coloring it. And it's all like time-lapse, sped up stuff. And then they put it to music. And it's actually kind of relaxing to watch. And even as an adult, it's relaxing to watch. But my son, he watches it. He loves that type of stuff. And that's probably the most non-weird and wholesome thing to watch on there, is just art. Drawing, coloring, stuff like that. And I know you can say, well, it's YouTube, it's art. People are doing their own thing, they're doing art. And I would agree. But it's not great art. If a monkey decided to poop onto a canvas and somebody sold it, that's also art. I'm sorry, I gotta go back to this one more time. Those kids are making $312,000 per episode. $312,000. Yeah, that was a depression sigh. And the show has actually changed, that Vlad and Nikki show, over the years. It's changed to Vlad and Nikki and Family or something like that, plus Family or something. Because the mom and the dad keep having more kids, So I was kind of joking with my wife that they're just going to keep shooting out kids to keep the money train coming. And I mean, why wouldn't you? If you're making $312,000 per episode, you might as well keep doing this as long as you can. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. And my rant is over.